Okay, jumping right in. The Akkadian Empire, the first known empire in Mesopotamia. And you sent over some fascinating excerpts about it. We're going to explore the stories behind it, the power dynamics, the lasting impact of this ancient superpower.
Yeah, it's incredible to think that we're talking about a civilization that shaped history so significantly.
Yeah.
And yet, its capital city, Akkad, remains elusive to this day. It's an ongoing archaeological mystery.
It really is, almost as if the heart of this empire vanished.
Right.
But we can piece together, I think, a captivating story from the evidence we have, starting with, of course, the legendary figure of Sargon the Great, the empire's founder. His story seems almost too incredible to be true.
Absolutely. His rise to power embodies the classic underdog narrative.
Right.
We have these accounts of him being born to a priestess, set adrift as a baby in a basket,
Oh, wow.
found and raised by a humble gardener. He eventually became cupbearer for the king of Kish, and then, in a surprising turn of events, overthrew him to claim the throne for himself.
That's a remarkable journey. From tending gardens to ruling an empire, it makes you
Yeah.
wonder what qualities allowed him to make such a dramatic leap. But Sargon's story isn't just about his origins. His military achievements were equally impressive.
For sure.
He didn't just conquer nearby territories, he expanded the Akkadian Empire in all directions.
Yes, his military campaigns were extensive and strategically brilliant.
Really?
He led his armies westward to the Mediterranean,
Oh, wow.
possibly even reaching Cyprus.
Wow.
He ventured northward into Anatolia, eastward conquering Elam, and even south to Oman.
Wow, that's amazing. So these conquests weren't just about expanding territory. They secured trade routes, access to resources, established, I guess, Akkadian dominance in the region.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fascinating to consider how he managed to maintain control over such a vast and diverse territory. It seems his grandson, Naram-Sin, took the concept of kingship to an entirely new level by declaring himself a god on earth. Pretty bold move, breaking from the tradition of kings simply being representatives of the gods.
It was.
What kind of ramifications did this have on Akkadian society?
It was a radical departure from previous conventions, and it's likely it had a significant impact on the social and political landscape. Imagine shifting from a king who acts on behalf of the gods to a king who is a god.
Right.
It alters the entire power dynamic, the relationship between the ruler and the ruled. It would have been fascinating to witness how people reacted to such a declaration.
Makes you wonder if this move was driven solely by ego, or if there were more calculated political motivations behind it. From what I've read, the Akkadian rulers were quite skilled at consolidating and maintaining their power.
Absolutely. They were masters of political strategy.
Right.
They strategically placed family members in key positions, daughters as high priestesses, sons as governors,
Oh, wow.
and used marriage alliances to secure their hold on the empire.
Oh, very smart.
It was a sophisticated system designed to ensure the continuity of their dynasty.
It's a recurring theme throughout history, isn't it? Family ties, strategic alliances playing a crucial role in the rise and fall of empires.
Yeah.
But power isn't solely based on political maneuvering. A strong economic foundation is essential. What fueled the Akkadian Empire's economic prosperity?
Their economy was largely based on the incredibly fertile lands of Mesopotamia. The irrigated farmlands of southern Iraq and the rain-fed agriculture of the north generated a significant agricultural surplus. This abundance allowed them to trade for resources that they lacked, like timber and metal ores. They even established trade links with the distant Indus Valley civilization, indicating a vast and complex trade network spanning continents.
Wow.
Yeah, and these trade routes were essential not only for economic prosperity, but also for cultural exchange.
Of course, yeah.
The Akkadians were exposed to diverse ideas, beliefs, technologies
Right.
through their interactions with other civilizations.
It's incredible to think about the flow of goods and ideas across such vast distances in the ancient world.
Yeah.
And within their own empire, we see a fascinating blend of cultures,
Uh-huh.
particularly between the Sumerians and the Akkadians.
Exactly. The Akkadian language became dominant for administration,
Okay.
but Sumerian remained important for religious and literary purposes.
I see, so they both kind of coexisted.
This fusion of traditions created a rich cultural tapestry,
Yeah.
and it's in this context that we encounter Enheduanna,
Wow.
daughter of Sargon,
Yes.
the first named poet in history.
A remarkable figure.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about her life and work?
And Hedwana was not only a princess, but also a high priestess
Okay.
of the goddess Inanna,
Right.
one of the most important deities in the Mesopotamian pantheon.
Wow.
Inanna was associated with love war and fertility,
Interesting.
and her worship was widespread throughout the region. In Hedwana's poetry, including her famous work, The Exaltation of Inanna, offers us a glimpse into the religious beliefs and cultural values of the Akkadian period.
I see. So her poetry is really a powerful testament to the influence and agency women could hold in ancient societies.
It is.
It's not just about kings and conquests, it's about the individuals
Yeah,
who shaped the cultural landscape.
absolutely.
But even the most powerful empires face challenges, and the Akkadian Empire was no exception. What were some of the contributing factors to its eventual decline?
Well, that's a complex question. There are multiple theories. Internal rebellions and external pressures from groups like the Gochians certainly played a role. But there's also growing evidence suggesting that climate change may have been a significant contributing factor.
Climate change impacting an empire thousands of years ago. That's a surprising connection.
It might seem surprising,
Yeah.
but there's compelling evidence pointing to a period of severe aridity around 2200 BC, an event known as the 4.2 kiloyear event.
Wow.
This megadrought impacted vast regions, including Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley.
Wow, so this drought was widespread.
It was.
How do scientists connect this drought to the Akkadian collapse?
Researchers, including archaeologist Harvey Weiss, have been excavating sites in northern Mesopotamia, area known as the Upper Country. This region was crucial for grain production and supplied the Akkadian heartland in the south. What they found at Tel Leilan, once thriving city, is quite striking.
What did they discover?
The evidence suggests that Tel Leilan was abandoned abruptly around the time of the drought.
Really?
They found massive walls built as if in preparation for a major threat.
Wow.
But then the city was simply deserted.
It just vanished.
The archaeological layers show windblown sand and debris,
Wow.
indicating a rapid depopulation.
It paints a rather bleak picture
Yeah.
of a city facing an existential threat. It makes you wonder what it must have been like for the people living through such a catastrophic event.
Right.
How did they cope with the changing environment and the societal upheaval it caused?
It would have been a time of immense hardship and uncertainty. The drought likely led to crop failures, famine, and social unrest, creating a cascade of problems that weakened the empire's foundations. It's possible that internal rebellions and external invasions were exacerbated by these environmental stresses.
It challenges our perception of history,
Yeah.
reminding us that even powerful empires are vulnerable to forces beyond their control.
Absolutely.
It also raises questions about the long-term impact of climate change
Right.
and the lessons we can learn from past civilizations that face similar challenges.
For sure.
But let's shift our focus back to the empire itself.
Okay.
You mentioned earlier that the city of Akkad has never been found.
Right.
Why is that? You would think a city of such importance would have left more obvious traces.
Yeah, it is a mystery that continues to baffle archaeologists. You'd think such a prominent city would have left behind more substantial remains. There have been many theories about its location,
Okay.
some speculating it lies beneath modern-day Baghdad, while others believe it's situated somewhere along the Euphrates River. But so far, no conclusive evidence has emerged.
So it truly is a lost city, hidden somewhere beneath the sands of time. Are there any clues from ancient texts that might point us in the right direction?
We do have some intriguing hints from ancient texts.
Okay.
Some sources mention Akkad being located between the Tigris and the Euphrates
Right.
and describe its strategic position on trade routes. But these clues are often vague and open to interpretation. Adding to the difficulty, the landscape of Mesopotamia has changed dramatically over millennia, with rivers shifting course and ancient cities buried under layers of silt and sand.
It's remarkable to consider the challenges archaeologists face when piecing together the past. It's like solving an intricate puzzle with missing pieces. But even without locating Akkad itself, we've uncovered a wealth of information about the Akkadian Empire. We've examined their political structure, their military conquests, their economic systems, even their cultural achievements. What were some of the key innovations or advancements that set the Akkadian Empire apart from its predecessors?
One area where the Akkadians truly excelled was in imperial administration. They developed a centralized bureaucratic system that was quite sophisticated for its time. This system helped them manage their vast territory effectively.
A centralized bureaucracy, it sounds like the foundation for any successful empire. What were some of the key features of their administrative system?
They established a network of provincial governors, implemented standardized weights and measures,
Oh, wow.
and created a sophisticated system of taxation.
Okay.
They also streamlined communication through the use of the Akkadian language and cuneiform writing. These innovations played a crucial role in unifying the empire and facilitating trade.
They seem to have a talent for organization and efficiency. But beyond administration, they also demonstrated a remarkable ability to integrate diverse cultures within their empire. We discussed earlier how the Akkadian language became a lingua franca throughout the region.
Yes, and that's a testament to their cultural influence.
Yeah,
The Akkadian language didn't simply replace Sumerian, it coexisted with it,
right.
leading to a dynamic blend of cultural traditions. Sumerian continued to be used for religious and literary purposes, while Akkadian became the language of everyday life and administration. This linguistic fusion enriched Mesopotamian culture and had a significant impact on neighboring civilizations.
It's fascinating how languages can reflect these cultural exchanges and leave such a lasting impact. Beyond their administrative and linguistic influence, what other enduring contributions did the Akkadian Empire make to the ancient world?
Their artistic achievements are noteworthy.
Okay,
Akkadian sculpture in particular is renowned for its realism and attention to detail.
I see.
A prime example is the Victory Still of Naram-Sin, which depicts the king ascending a mountain in triumph, with his enemies beneath his feet.
It sounds like a powerful image,
Yeah.
designed to convey a message of strength and dominance. So they were patrons of the arts, using art as a form of imperial propaganda.
Absolutely.
Right.
They utilized grand sculptures, intricate seals, and elaborate reliefs to project an image of power and divine authority.
Right.
They also made advancements in metalworking, as evidenced by the remarkable Besetki statue, a copper statue of Naram-Sin.
So it's clear that the Akkadian Empire was a multifaceted civilization, excelling not only in military might and political organization, but also in artistic expression and technological innovation. Looking back on everything we've discussed, what are some key takeaways we can glean from their story?
I think one of our most important takeaways is the realization that empires, regardless of their power and influence, are ultimately impermanent. The Akkadian Empire, despite its remarkable achievements, eventually succumbed to a combination of factors: internal strife, external pressures, and potentially even climate change.
Yeah.
It serves as a reminder of the cyclical nature of power and the ongoing challenges of maintaining stability and control over a vast and diverse territory.
It's a valuable lesson in the ebb and flow of power throughout history. What other lessons from the Akkadians, from both their successes and their failures, might be relevant to our world today?
Perhaps the most relevant lesson is the importance of adaptability and resilience.
Okay.
The Akkadians were masters of adaptation, integrating Sumerian traditions into their own culture, developing innovative technologies, responding to environmental challenges. Even as their empire declined, they exhibited remarkable resilience, leaving behind a legacy that continued to influence Mesopotamian civilization for centuries.
It's true.
Their story reminds us that even in the face of adversity and change, the human spirit of innovation and perseverance can endure.
It's an inspiring message, reminding us of the enduring power of human ingenuity and the interconnectedness of our shared history. And that wraps up our exploration of the Akkadian Empire.